Model or pop-up has been always one of the crucial element of any design, and we should always have a nice model pop-up component in our design system that will help us to create awesome reusable pop-ups in our design at any point of time. So today we're going to create a reusable component which can be used as many times as we want, as well as we can have dynamic content every time when we want to have different content, but we can still use same model component and we can make any changes whenever we want. So without any further ado, let's jump into the Figma, and with that also hit the subscribe button as well if you haven't hit it yet. Also make sure you hit that bell icon as well, so that will keep you notified for all our future uploads. Now I'll just rename this frame. I have started with a simple frame, simple model, and you can just give somewhere around 800 pixels. Height and width or the dimensions completely can be as per your design guidelines, but let's have somewhere around 800 pixels. And let's create an auto layout. To create auto layout, as always, we use shift A to create auto layout to selected frame, and we are going to use a vertical stacking of the auto layout. Okay, now I'll create a title here. Okay, and we also need a closable icon, so close icon. And to use icons, I prefer to use lucid icons because those are very beautiful when you have to use it in the React. So let's open the lucid React icon and search for close, and you can use any of these or you can just use simple cross. So I'll just use this close with circle, and let's just click here, and that will add the icon to your Figma frame, okay, or to your Figma document. So if you don't know which plugin it was, just go to the plugins and widgets and search lucid icons. So you can see this plugin here. Okay, so let's just add this close icon in our model, also the title as well. Oops. Okay, and now we need to set the auto layout for title and close icon. So I'll select both of them, hit shift A, that will create auto layout for these two elements, and this auto layout has to be a horizontal auto layout. Let's just have some space here, move the title to the left and have the close on the right side. By the way, if you don't know how to toggle selections quickly, you can use enter or return key on the keyboard. So just select any frame and hit return, so that will select the child elements, all the child elements of this frame. And if I hit again return here, that will select both elements inside. So when I hit shift return, that will, okay, yeah, I need to be here. So when I hit shift return, it selects the parent. When I just hit return or the enter key, it selects the child elements. So I'll select this frame 82 which we created for our title and the close button, and let's have spacing to auto so that our title and icon always are aligned on the left and right. Okay, now we need to work on the content part. So to have a content, I'll just create a simple frame for now, and I'll just rename this content, cut it and just paste it inside the model. Let's make it a field container. And now last thing, we need some action buttons. So I already have this action button or the primary button created. If you don't know how to create button component, we already have a dedicated video, or there are two videos which covers end to end everything about creating a nice button which can be used as primary, secondary, which can be used with active disabled hover states. And it also has icons included, icons on the left and right, button text, and if you want to text or icon only, so everything can be created with this. So just I'll put that link in the description so you can follow that tutorial to create the button. So I'll just move this button inside the pop-up, and I'll duplicate this, select both of them because we need two action buttons, one for the success, one for the cancel. So let's again hit shift A to create auto layout. This should be again a horizontal auto layout, And now we need to set again the width of pop-up, or maybe width of the title frame, to let's say 800 pixels, so that our parent frame has 800 pixels width. And now I'll select this and I'll make it field container, so all the frames inside the model are always responsive. And I'll just again set this distance to auto, so that we have buttons also aligned left and the right. So I'll select the close button. I'll make it a secondary button because I don't want that as a primary button. And let's have a text cancel. Okay. And for the close, let's say save maybe. Great. Now we have created this nice pop-up window here, and we'll just quickly rename title section. We already have container for the content, and let's just rename this as actions. Okay, now what we need to do, we need to make auto layout for the content as well. So let's just have auto layout here, and all the spacing and padding which we want to apply to the content or to the model are going to be inside these section frames, not to the model. So I'll just make everything 0 here for the model, so that no spacing between elements, no padding, or no margins. Okay, now select the title section and let's have spacing, let's say 12 pixels to top and bottom, and 12 pixels to the right and left. I guess we can have a little more as well, so let's have probably 20 by 20. So okay, nice. And same for the action items as well. Let's have 20 by 20. Okay, looks good. And now for the content, we can also have same spacing, 20 by 20, and it should be 0, and the stacking should be vertical for the content. Now let me just draw a simple rectangle just to test here, and let's make it a field content. Okay, now when I scale my model, okay, everything stays as is, not this. So let's just make this a field container now. Okay, great. We can select the actions and make it a stacked auto layout or a wrap auto layout, so that when we have very small scale, it automatically stacks the button. Okay, it's a super nice responsive model which we have created. Now it's time to create the content and the component for the model as well. So let's just bring this rectangle out and use it as a reference here. Let's right click and hit frame selection, so that we have a frame with this rectangle inside it. I'll just add a text sample content component. Let's align it to the middle of the frame. We can have sample content. Okay, now convert both of them into components. So I'll select the sample content and click on create component, and again select the model as well as go to the create component. Now we have created the components for both of them. I'll create an instance of the sample content just holding by option or the alt button and click and drag. So I'll just cut it, and I'll select this rectangle here inside the model and replace it. Now you can see we have a nested component inside our parent or inside our global component, and the nested component is a local component because it starts with the underscore. And what is exactly the difference between local and the global component? Pause the video and write down in the comment if you already know. I'll tell it at the end of this video, but if you know it, you can just write it in the comments right now. Okay, now we have created the component, and I'll tell you how to use that. So I'll just create an instance of this model here in the same document. You can use it anywhere after publishing the component, and I'll just quickly drag this sample content out of the model, again creating an instance here. So we are assuming that we are using this component outside the design library, and just I have just created an instance of the sample content as well. I'll detach this, so detach instance, and you can rename it with whatever content you are going to add in this model. So let's say I want to add a confirmation message, so confirmation content. Okay, and now I don't need this rectangle. I can have auto layout or anything inside this. So I have already created an auto layout. Let's just change the background color to white, or you can just have it without any background color as well. So we are going to take the background color from our component. Okay, I have just removed the background color as well, and you can adjust all the spacings and paddings and the margins, everything here in this confirmation content. And let me just type something here. Are you sure you don't want to subscribe to the channel? Okay, this is going to be a simple content, and you can add as much as things you want. Probably you can just assume, okay, we have some infographics or some icons or something here with some colors. Nice, this looks awesome. Okay, and yeah, that's it. So now let's convert this into a component, and let's go to the model where we are going to use this. So select the sample content layer in our instance of the model component. Just go here and swap it with, you can see swap instance, so just swap it with the confirmation content. And now you can see our model has already updated with the sample content, and whenever I make any changes to this sample content component, those would be automatically updated to my model. And whenever I make any changes to my model component, so let's say I change the color of this, okay, or something like this, and then you can see it has been already updated in my model component as well. So this way we have created nuclear components for the content inside it, for the buttons and all, and then we have assembled a model or a pop-up component which can be then reused everywhere, as an instance, and we can just again create modular components for the content. So this way we have a combination of global and the local components, and merging them together to create awesome designs, as well as to have complete control on your content and on your component. Okay, so now let's go back to our question. What is difference between local and the global component? Global components are the component when you publish your design system or when you publish any file. All the global components are published and can be accessed by the others, whoever has access to that design file or to that design library, while the local components are only components which are still inside the file, but those are not published with the design system, and others cannot use them as it is in their design, because those are the local components supporting the global components inside the design system. So now I hope you have understood how to use model as well as how to use global and local components together, so you can do the same thing anywhere else. Like almost everywhere you can have panels, you can have accordions, you can have a hell lot of things using the same technique, like the tables as well. If you don't know how to create optimized tables or one table that fits every use case, we also have a dedicated video, so you can just check out that as well. I'll put that link as well in the description. So yep, till the next video, keep watching, keep learning, keep designing.